Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, if any of you guys celebrated Thanksgiving, then you might understand why I look the way I do. I am bloated on turkey. I don't know why my voice is shy, but for some reason it is, probably because I was shouting over my other family members and trying to get a word in, which is just classic Thanksgiving, right guys? It was a joy overall. Love Thanksgiving just because I get to see my family again, I get to see my niece and nephews, and also just the amazing food that we all cook, and we can just have this communion. And I don't know, I don't need to preach to you guys the values of Thanksgiving, but yeah, I just kind of want to start off this video with a question to you guys. So what kind of Thanksgiving movies do you guys watch? Because there aren't a lot of Thanksgiving movies, but there are movies that translate well for Thanksgiving. My recent example is 2019's Knives Out. That's a movie I feel like really encapsulates the feeling and energy and chaos of Thanksgiving into one movie. While it's not Thanksgiving themed or even set around that time, I would say that that's a pretty good Thanksgiving movie for me. So yeah, just wanted to start off this video with a fun little question. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think is your favorite Thanksgiving movie. Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, I hear, is a classic for around that time. So yeah. Big Steve Martin fan here, so I would also put that on the list. Now, I know this is a lot of housekeeping, and I'll try to get this out of the way pretty quickly. So if you guys are new to the channel, please remember to hit like on the video if you did enjoy it, and to also leave a comment down below. Now, I've been trying my best to reply to all the comments, and I really do love hearing your guys' thoughts on the show, because I feel like this is a very unique experience. It's not like Spider-Man No Way Home or anything else that I kind of react to or do commentary on. It feels like a very divisive show where I'm getting varying opinions, and that for me is super fascinating. A show that's not straight and narrow, that's not widely well received, it's very divisive, and that creates really great discourse, and I love that. So thank you guys for everything that you guys have been doing to engage. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you, and I love you guys, and I hope you guys had a really great Thanksgiving. So yeah, sorry, long housekeeping aside, let's move on to the video. Dr. People. Upside down McDonald's. Was that WickDonald's? This is just kind of fun to like look at. I'm assuming we're gonna get some more Faye, because I'm pretty sure this is Faye. Yeah, I bet this is the episode where a lot of viewers dropped off, and I'm not saying that because I don't like her as a character. I'm saying that because a lot of comments are saying that that's where they fell off, or they didn't like her performance. So I'll see for myself.
Hello, my name is FAYE Valentine, which, if you're asking, isn't my real name. It's the fake one you gave me. Yeah? Who? Meet my lawyer.
Ooh. Classic gun on the dick move. Flashbacks to Inglourious Bastards.
I'm gonna shoot your dick off. Because a girl with no memory's got nothing to lose.
I can feel it. Honestly, put a gun to my head, I'm like, I'll be scared. But put a gun to my dick, serious stakes.
You too, sweetheart!
Oh, okay. So we're doing the environmentalist group here. Okay. Forgot what they were called again. Were they like sea rats or something like that?
Stay down!
Where's their mother? Oh, is this her? It's Lady Dimas Dracu. It's, you know, the vampire lady that got everyone hot and bothered.
Life, and you intend to replace it all with steel and concrete, to build your cities and fill them with people.
That's the whole point of terraforming.
Silence! And ruthless extinction of the Ganymede sea rat.
Sea rat. Did I say sea rat? I think I did. I'll confirm in editing.
You're such a Howard.
You're a Howard. What?
Pollinate him.
I love this song.
Oh boy.
Where is it?
I feel like I'm walking down Main Street in Disneyland with this song. You know, I always imagined like a Helen Mirren type as the mother of this environmentalist group. I'm always forgetting their name, but I always imagined that kind of type of woman. Someone who could have huge influence and someone who could... Ugh! Alright, I don't like that. Sorry guys. Lost track of what I was saying. No, what happened to them turning into chimpanzees? I don't like this. They're all turning into like Groot. Oh my god. What the fuck? I wasn't expecting body horror in this episode. Oh my god. Did you guys ever see that Swamp Thing series, which was actually pretty good? This reminds me of that Swamp Thing series. I think she's doing a pretty good job of evoking OG Faye. She's kind of down on her luck. Okay, I'll talk more about that now. Talking through the intro as usual, guys. So thank you guys again for being patient and not having to listen to the intro song because you're instead listening to me. For various reasons, I do this because obviously I will get taken down if I use the music. But also, it lets me talk about some of the things that I just saw. So, for example, didn't expect the body horror in the beginning of the episode, but here we are, and it was pretty grotesque. Okay, I don't know, the idea of someone turning into a plant or a tree, nonetheless, is just horrifying to me. I don't know why. Maybe it was because of this like urban myth of if you swallow a seed, then the seed will grow inside you, and then come out of you or like grow out of your ears. Someone told me that when I was a kid, and it freaked me the hell out. So I always made sure that I spit out the seeds of an apple. I don't know. Long story short, you guys don't care about that. But moving on to Faye. So in terms of the characterization of Faye, I think they're doing a really good job, just based off of this episode alone. Much more of a intro for a character than the first episode, in my opinion. I think we would have gotten the gist of her character from this episode alone. Definitely still hold to the belief that that first episode introduction of Faye was not necessary. So I'm liking this direction. I'll have more to say about it at the end of the video. So let's get back into it because the intro is wrapping up. Are you guys a mustard kind of person, or you guys are a ketchup kind of person? You can be both, but that's another controversial subject.
I love this place. You know they have the bidets in the bathroom?
Yeah, bidets are life changers. Oh, lighting. Oops.
A bidet is a toilet that cleans out your asshole.
What?
That's funny. Oh.
You guys are so lucky that I ran into you. Oh, do you mind?
Okay.
Oh, beer, thank God.
Please, help yourself. She's high, right?
Yeah, you see the bags under her eyes?
Right.
Being a stardust would be my guess.
I'm not high, dickwads. I'm telling the truth.
Only cosmic crank makes you sweat like that.
True.
Or the fact she just got shot.
According to eyewitness reports, the toxic gas turned people into trees? Are you serious with this? Oh shit, that's nutbags.
I didn't like that at all.
So because she's dead, hence no messenger for our message, they put me on hold.
Hey, where are we gonna get the missiles?
Look at these guys looking like the Kirkland brand wet bandits.
Got a first aid kit. Clean that up for you.
It's fine.
No, it's not fine. You got shot. You got to treat that wound or you're going to die.
What the shit is that?
Oh, it's fine.
Don't. What is that?
My dog! You read lips, what did she say?
Serves you right.
I don't think that's what she said.
How do I turn off the tracker?
Oh, I'm so cute. So cute. Oh.
Maybe I'll sell you for a bundle of woos, huh?
Oh. I love corgis, man. I mean, who doesn't, right? Whew. I know you guys hear enough of me talking about these Dutch angles, but like it's not necessary for all these shots. It's not. But okay, you know what? I'll drop it. I'm sorry.
It's a tricky proposition. Mao is no fool.
But if anyone can outwit Mao, it's you.
Some Game of Thrones shit going on here. She's taking control of Vicious from the inside through suggestion. Okay, That's some characterization for Julia. She's a little bit scheming. Okay. Still not like sold on those two. I'm not too sold on those two, but you know, it's something. She needs to treat that wound. That's infected by now. Oh. Take this screenshot and I can totally see someone taking it out of context. No Nut November got me like.
The Murdochs are a crew of 4 well-armed criminals.
Every episode has got one food moment in it that just reminds me of how hungry I am. That's cool.
I need my gun.
No
Absolutely
way.
not.
How am I supposed to defend myself?
They're terra farmers. What are they gonna do? Plow you to death?
Poor choice of words. Ow. I mean, despite what gender you identify as, getting hit in the crotch, it doesn't feel good to get hit, period. Uh-oh.
Mommy?
That wasn't the greatest effect for that takeoff, but I do love seeing a good old engine starting scene when it comes to a spaceship. Always love it. I don't care if it doesn't look 100%. Appreciate it. And my prayers from the last episode are answered. We are getting some space stuff, and I love it. I love it.
Hello, Mark?
Hey.
I can barely hear you.
I can hear you.
Mama's got one more rabbit in her hat.
It looks like a TIE fighter. Alright, let's go.
Your budget fee is a bit excessive, wouldn't you agree, Mark? Given that I do.
Ah, Faye's moral dilemma. Save the boys or find out more about her past. Don't you love it when I spell it out for you guys? This is a good character moment for her.
Who is this?
Send both of us together for the rest of our lives in a 12-foot cell.
Good.
There's no way I'm gonna be trapped in a tiny box with you.
Harrison, what are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Making Mother happy.
No!
Being ruthless.
No!
Now you can be a tree. You don't have to climb any trees anymore. Yeah, it's weird that they went this route instead of the chimpanzee route. Oh, actually, it's not weird. The budget. You know how hard it is to CG a chimpanzee? Let alone several?
Get off me.
You could argue Umbrella Academy did it really well, and they did, but there's a reason you barely see that character, Pogo, throughout the series. It's expensive.
Thanks for finding me.
Oh, don't thank me. I bet you were a goner. But Jed said looking for you was the least we could do.
It's your way of saying thank you.
When I want to say thank you, I'll say thank you.
Such a dick.
Welcome to the Bebop.
That was a good scene amongst this episode. That was I like that interaction a lot. Okay. That's a cute ending to the episode. Okay, guys, so I had to take a bathroom break, but now on to talking about my thoughts and my review of the episode so far. And I'm not going to give like a letter grading at the end. I just kind of share my thoughts overall. So I enjoyed parts of this episode a lot. I enjoyed some moments in this episode much more than some of the previous 3 episodes in terms of just getting the crew together and reintroducing Faye Valentine to the crew, and now sort of officially making her part of the Bebop. I think they did a pretty good job. I still have my reservations, or still have my same feelings about introducing her in that first episode. It wasn't really necessary. I know that in the animated series she kind of does come and go, but she's literally reintroduced at the beginning of the following episode, kind of lost in space, and then the Bebop crew have to come and save her. So it is weird where there's 2 episodes that's just completely missing her character at all, them not addressing it. I still think that's kind of strange. But the fact that we get to learn a little bit more about Faye's background, we get to learn that she did come out of cryosleep just like in the original, and she has some lost memories, and she's trying to find the roots back to the person that screwed her over, Matsumoto in this case. I think the introduction of the Ganymede Space Warriors, or the environmentalist group that's run by that crazy mother, I think they did that in a way that does mix well with Faye's background. I mean, there are pretty much these secondary antagonists to the main story of Cowboy Bebop that you can really just mix and match into any episode that you'd like, because at the end of the day they're a bounty and they get pretty much dealt with by the end of the episode. In the original series they are somewhat disposable, but they do have their own unique characteristics and a costuming that really do stand out, and they are very memorable. So seeing them show up in this, it was interesting. I don't think they all worked for me very well. I think that the interactions between mother and her children were very minimal, and you know, doing the cardinal sin of comparing it to the original. Again, in the original series, she takes one of her kids and exposes them to the gas and then turns them into a chimpanzee, which, you know, not exactly Mother of the Year award material. They did a really good job of establishing how toxic that family is, and they do a really good job in a very short time to show how they can be radicalized by their mother, because who has the greatest influence over you other than your parents? Yeah, I think they did a really good job in the original, but this isn't a review of the original. In this one, I feel like we didn't spend a lot of time with the Ganymede Sea Rats and our Space Warriors, I'm sorry, and I really felt that that sort of weighed the episode down a little bit, just because I felt that they were more of a distraction than anything else. Now, there were some world-ending, or I guess some pretty huge stakes and consequences behind what they were going to do. They were going to take a planet and turn them all into tree people. So, but yeah, I really felt that they were even more secondary or even tertiary to the main plot than they were in the original. And that's one of the complaints I guess I will have about the series up to this point, is that it really does feel like they're condensing a lot of episodes and mixing and matching into one episode. And because of that, because they want to please the fans and give them what they want and do little hints and nods to the original, I feel like it does bog the episode down, really does detract from what I really want to see, which is the interaction between the crew and see their relationship grow. And when we do get those moments sparingly, I really did enjoy it, like that ending sting between Faye and Spike. It was sort of a parallel between that moment when Spike is injured and he's laying down on the couch, and Faye is the one that he wakes up to, and she's sort of just mouthing off and giving Spike a hard time. And yeah, it was kind of a fun parallel and kind of a fun twist on that. But I think that this was a much better moment for her character than in the first episode. I think this really does highlight her character. It does show that she is willing to sacrifice her goals in order to save 2 people that she had a brief encounter with. And I think that says a lot about her character. And I think in terms of carrying over that characterization of her persona in the original anime over into this one, I think they do a pretty good translation. While they are trying to make her feel a little bit edgier, I really don't have strong opinions about characters that swear a lot, because some of my favorite characters do swear a lot. But I think in this case, it really does feel like you have to use it correctly. And I do feel like there's an overabundance of the use of profanity out of this one specific character. I feel like she is the one who gets to say all the F-bombs in the episodes. And I just feel like, yeah, it does tell a lot about her character, but then it also makes her come off as a lot more immature than she was in the original. And she wasn't by any means the most mature character on the Bebop, but it does make her come off as very childish. And while there are those qualities that Faye had in the original, I just feel like in this take, you know, you don't need to resort to that to make them seem a little bit bratty. There are other characteristics that make them a lot more interesting. And in this case, I feel like the misuse of her swearing and all of that, and being a little bit too edgy, I guess you could say, but I don't really want to call it that. But yeah, just her overabundance of the use of profanity, I feel like really does make her character seem a little bit more two-dimensional, even though they gave her some moments in this episode where I'm like, yeah, just stick with that version of her character, where she is someone who does get the short end of the stick. She does get screwed over consistently. She does, get very close to her goals, but something at the very last minute gets in the way. In this case, we are seeing a version of her who is still looking for the same answers that she was in the original, but in this case, she's a bounty hunter, and also she is someone who doesn't have a gambling problem. So that was always something that was a hindrance to her character in the last one, is that she would get all this money from her bounties that she got with the Bebop crew, and then she would just spend it all at the casino. And I always thought that was really funny. And we don't really get that side of her, and I'm not saying we need to have a Faye with a gambling addiction. No, that wasn't really that important to the character. It was just a characterization or an idiosyncrasy of the character, but nothing that really shaped who they are. But yeah, I think in terms of capturing the spirit of Faye, Daniella Pineda is doing a pretty good job. I think there are some tweaks that I would make to her character. I think in terms of capturing the spirit of the character, she's doing a good job. But out of the 3 of the Bebop crew, I'm not going to include Ein because, how do you get Ein wrong? Just be a cute Welsh corgi and you're fine. But out of the 3, I think hers is the weakest. But at the same time, I think she does a really good job at certain moments throughout this episode to really remind me that she is Faye. And at no point did I ever go, oh, that's not something Faye would do. Throughout this episode, I'm like, yeah, that is something that Faye would do in the original. And maybe she wouldn't say the things that she says in the original show, but she doesn't need to say the things that she said in the original show. She just needs to kind of exude those characteristics or make those choices that Faye would do in that character. So I think they did a really good job of capturing that. I think Daniella Pineda, while a lot of people have a lot of opinions about her as an actress, I think she's doing a fine job, and at times vocally she sounds like Faye and reminds me of Faye. I still think that Jet and Spike have the best chemistry because, well, we've spent the most time with them as characters throughout the show. I think that Faye being introduced to the Bebop at the end by Spike was a really great moment. I think this episode has really great moments. I think the body horror moment was something I wasn't expecting, but I did really like the original chimpanzee transformation from the anime, but for budget reasons, I'm pretty sure that's why they didn't resort to that transformation. I think that keeping them as trees is pretty horrifying as well, and I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like it. You know what I mean? I think it worked in terms of shaping how deep the stakes were, and I think that the characters really did bounce off each other. I think the 3 actually do have really good chemistry with each other. I find it believable that these guys have a hard time working together, but they are drawn to each other. And then there's Ein. So yeah, I think the 3 had a really great chemistry. I think that this episode, though, is probably not one of my favorites that I've seen so far. I don't know where I would rank it amongst the 3, but it definitely feels like the weakest. It feels like there's something missing in this episode. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I did love the spaceship sequences. I did love the interstellar travel sequences. I thought that was really great. I just like being outside in space and being reminded that this is not just contained to just planet by planet. I always like the idea of the sci-fi interstellar travel mixed with the 70s and 80s aesthetic that the show really has, and along with the music, the funk, and the jazz kind of all blending together so cohesively from the original, and sort of doing a really good job with that in this series. And there's so many, I'm sorry guys, but the Dutch angles at this point have not gotten any better for me. I think they just really pull me out at those moments, and trust me, the moments are consistent. Like, just based on how I'm cutting up this episode, it doesn't even hold a candle to how many Dutch angles there are. And I don't know, for me it's just really distracting. I don't like that style. I never have. I've seen it used well, but when I see it like every other shot, it just doesn't work. The way we see the world is pretty horizontal, and when we tilt that axis just a little bit, it's a little bit strange, and that's the feeling that Dutch angles are supposed to evoke, that something is off, there's something peculiar happening, or something suspect. And that's one of the things that Dutch angles can do and accomplish really well for a filmmaker, and I feel like it's a tool that should be used sparingly for those moments. But for this one, it's like, I don't know what's happening. Everything is always just tilted, everything is always just kind of off, and it makes the whole show feel like, I guess, off kilter. Now, I'm not trying to judge the show based on Dutch angles alone, but if we look at the whole big picture of the entire series, and then we look at how many Dutch angles they use and how many times throughout the entire viewing experience that I was taken out, I would have to say that, yeah, overall, and in terms of the entire series, I would probably have to knock it just a couple points based on that. But it's not something that really impacts the show, but it does get a little bit grating after a while. So that's just me, and I know I've said it before, and I'm sorry that I have to repeat it. Saw it so much in this one, I had to say something. But yeah, overall, this episode, not the strongest in my opinion. I felt that it was really good for introducing Faye again. I feel like it should have been her first introduction, in my opinion. I think she bounces well with the Bebop crew. I think that this episode did a good job of setting her up for the Bebop, but I really feel like that's pretty much all it was getting her onto the ship and making her stay as part of the crew. So aside from that, I think that the villains were sort of underwritten, underdeveloped. At times I felt that I forgot that they were part of the episode, and when they showed up again, I really didn't feel like they were much of a threat. In terms of the characterization of the mother, I felt that she wasn't very threatening. In the original one, she was very calm and collected, and she would have these small little tells that she was getting worked over or that she was losing control, and I really like that aspect of her character, and I'm kind of sad and disappointed that they didn't really do that in this one. But again, you know, I have to judge it by its own, and if I were just coming into the show fresh, I wouldn't think that she was a very developed character or very interesting one, to say the least. And also her crew was just nothing. I didn't have a lot of opinions on them, but I felt that they weren't as entertaining as the other villains that we have seen in the previous episodes. And also that little moment between Vicious and Julia, and also Julia sort of working Vicious for her own means. I think that's interesting. I hope they do dabble in it more, but it really does feel like the show is forgetting about these two, and I don't really care about their goals. I don't find them that interesting enough. I think it's interesting that they're trying to give them something to do, but it really does feel like they're falling to the wayside. So maybe that will pick up in future episodes. I'm not going to judge it on those merits alone, because, you know, we still have 6 more episodes to go, or at least I do. So yeah, what did you guys think of this episode so far? I know that this wasn't my favorite episode, but I did see a lot of bright moments in it, and I thought I should address it. Not my favorite, but yeah, what did you guys think? Was this one of your favorites, or did you also feel the same way that I did? How do you guys feel about the series so far? Have you finished it? If so, please do not let any spoilers come through in the comments down below. Just be careful on how you word your comments down below. It really does matter to me that everyone has a very fair experience watching the show and doesn't get anything spoiled for them, because the thing that I hate most is spoilers and leaks. I despise them. I despise anyone who is a part of that, and yeah, don't do it. So thanks guys for watching. I really do appreciate all the comments coming through. I really do appreciate you guys sitting down, spending 20+ minutes watching these videos and leaving a thought down below. It means a lot to me. Seriously, it's really cool that you guys are doing that. So anyways guys, I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope you spent it with the ones that you love, and if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope that you spend that day doing something that you love to do with the people that you love around you. Also guys, remember to like this video and to, you know, I've said comment already, but also to subscribe to this channel if you haven't and you enjoy videos like this and you want to see more. Means a lot, and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, that's it guys. As always, I will see you later.